Hello everybody, happy Wednesday. I hope that you're all having a brilliant day so far. My day's been okay. I got locked out earlier on today and spent a good half hour on the doorstep before realising that I was just using my key wrong. So as I am now safely in the house, I thought that I would film my top 5 Wednesday for this week, and this week's theme is top 5 gateway books into your favourite genres. I really struggled with this one. I think I really don't think I've got a favourite genre or any, the genres that I don't really read as much, and then the genres that I enjoy more consistently, but I'm pretty much open to every genre, and chances are that I have enjoyed something from each and every single one. However, I do feel like I've got a favourite style and forms, and I enjoy certain genres more consistently than others, so I guess it would make sense for me to pick 5 books from those parameters, so that's what I've done, and I hope that you enjoy. So the first book that I picked for this list is A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan. I think this is a really wonderful segue into the short story, even though this is not a short story collection, I'll explain, but I also think this is a really brilliant segue into contemporary fiction. It's kind of a selection of short stories and kind of a novel that centres on the idea of time and the passing of a life as told by a dozen different characters in a dozen different situations and in a dozen different styles. Egan's narrative is plucked from the intersection of a dozen different lives and stitched together to reflect the many stages of a human life and human history and our memories and our experiences. So each of the chapters in A Visit from Goon Squad is narrated by a different person, but all of them do link, and there is a common theme running throughout, which means that A Visit from Goon Squad actually reads quite like a novel as well as a collection of shorts. So I think that it would make a fantastic kind of first dip into the short story if you're more used to the novel continuous prose format. I really like this book. I did a review for this a while back on my main channel, I think, and I think I gave it a 4 or a 5 stars. It was brilliant. So the next book that I chose is also a segue into the short story, but it's also a great gateway book for kind of like fables and fairy tale, and that is The Bloody Chamber and Other Stories by Angela Carter. This is a story, can't talk. So this short story collection kind of reshuffles the traditional perspectives on mythology and folklore. Angela Carter definitely tries to change our perspectives on what the traditional kind of fairy tale fable should look like. In short, it's not too much of a commitment as it is a short story collection, but it is also a brilliant introduction into the genre. The next book I chose is a zombie adventure novel, so naturally it's a gateway to zombie novels, of which I have read approximately 1. And it was The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. The reason that I chose this book in particular was because before reading this I didn't think that I enjoyed or would like or did like zombie fiction, and this book helped to change my mind and kind of keep a more open mind when it comes to zombie novels. After finishing The Girl with All the Gifts, I actually firstly really wanted to read the second one, so that would make my second zombie novel, and secondly I picked up 2 zombie novels by Alex Scarrow, I think, in the charity shop a couple of weeks after. I've yet to read them, but I am actually really excited for them because who knew that I actually enjoyed zombies in books? For that reason, I do think that The Girl with All the Gifts is a brilliant book to read if you're like me and you don't think that you maybe would enjoy the genre. After I got over the feeling of being tricked into reading a zombie novel, I actually really enjoyed it, so I think this is a really good segue. The next book that I picked for this list is a kind of psychological essay come memoir, and it's Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. It details Frankl's various experiences in Nazi concentration camps during the Second World War, and then it kind of follows as a psychological exploration of like the human condition and hope and optimism and what it means to take responsibility for the events in your life and the impact that they have on you. I am really into psychology and I like to read a lot around kind of psychological theories, but this is so much more than just a psychological theory. This is so haunting and this blew me away. If you're looking for a way to explore kind of human psychology a little bit more, but you want something that's a little bit less thesis style, then I would 100% recommend this book. And I'd 100% recommend it anyway. I think it's definitely up there with books that have changed my perspective and my outlook on life. It's incredible. In a similar but also completely different thread, I have a book on the philosophy of bouldering. So the logic behind this is that, in my opinion, the best way to get into a genre maybe you're not familiar with is to start somewhere that you know you will enjoy, or somewhere that you are slightly familiar with already. For me, I really enjoy reading essays. I think that kind of stems from my time at university. I never really kicked the habit. So I guess it's not so much a book recommendation, but just a piece of advice that if you're looking to explore a different genre, start somewhere that you love. So for me, it's no secret that I love bouldering. This is a kind of extended essay on the philosophy of bouldering and why bouldering is good for mind and body and all that kind of stuff. But I picked this up and it didn't really matter that it was an essay because it was about something that I knew that I would love. So for me, it was kind of a foolproof pick because I knew that I would enjoy it irrespective of what form it was in. It just so happens that this is an essay form and I really, really like it. So I don't know if that counts. I hope it does. So that is all for my Top 5 Wednesday for this week. I feel really out of breath. My throat feels a bit weird. I got way too excited talking about books, I think. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this week's Top 5 Wednesday. I'll see you again next week, or maybe even before, for another booky video.